EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And a look here at the veteran under center, their 7th-year quarterback.
We knew about the great mind coming out of Duke, and we saw the athletic ability and the potential. Watching it all come together and get better with each passing year, that's been fun. He can throw it deep, throw it short, and, of course, take off out of the pocket and beat you with his legs as well.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Los Angeles.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be. Right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
2nd and 10. Now Jones. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Throwing Jones. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack.
Their pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get out to the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And the win last week, punted 4 times as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a longtime starter in the NFL, a former #1 overall pick way back in 2009. It's Matthew Stafford.
Truly one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league, is willing to do whatever it takes to win and plays through a lot of adversity and continues to do it at a high level in his high 30s. Trying to make another run at the Super Bowl here in his 17th season.
48-yard line.
We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now 2nd and 9. Throwing is Stafford. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Stafford. That'll be caught by James. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
That's good for a Baltimore Raven. 1st and 10.
how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe-tap him, and drag him to make sure he gets it done.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Now Stafford. And that will be incomplete. The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Ravens strike first and 3's in. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. The last series form a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. In motion right, that's Wilson. The drive will start with Connor. Dances by him. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
First down, Rams.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Connor up the middle. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
His 49-yard line. A gain of 1 yard. First down, Rams.
They go play action here on 1st down. Short throw underneath to Hurst. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They run behind center with Connor. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
Los Angeles.
The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Looking to throw. Jones. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Operating from the gun, Jones. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Back to throw, Jones. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
A 33-yard attempt.
And Gay knocks this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Ravens offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he has been a monster in the red zone here these first couple of months of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the gun on third down, Stafford. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. Left side caught by Diggs. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now. From the 21, here's a 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. Given 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
He was covered by Brian Branch.
And his kick here is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So retreating first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. A 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I want to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
LA set to take over again on offense. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
Maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they handled the offense.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw. Jones. Wilson's got it complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run forward with Connor. And just nowhere to go for Connor. Defense gets to him, and they mark him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on 4th. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Gain of 5. And the Rams first down.
Here's a handoff to Connor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Connor going to get it again on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. He hit his first, this one from 38. Gay's kick is good. And that will tie things up at 6-6. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
The Ravens offense and Christian McCaffrey ready to go once more. And he's run well here the first half of the season, no doubt. You can see the graphic. NFL leader in rushing coming into the weekend. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they have the game here followed by the open date on the calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up. But once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, and make sure
Sean McVay unhappy on the sidelines visibly. He's made the decision to reach for the red flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Here's Stafford. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. But just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At 49-yard line.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Back to throw, Stafford. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. The Rams offense and their veteran running back James Conner ready for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. And a loose fumble. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 14-yard line.
Now it's Stafford. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A third field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Stafford. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
And his kick is good. And they take the lead here as it's now 9-6. So the fumble recovery had him set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And able to get this out to the 25. There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. Now he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 90 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Now a play fake here on 1st down. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On the handoff, Conner. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. It's a Rams 1st down on a pickup of 10.
1st down, Rams.
Moore, the motion man. Jones now. Off play action. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
21 yards. 1st down, Rams.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Throw left side complete. That's Burton. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 12-yard line.
Looking to throw. Jones. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Ced Wilson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Rams have moved out in front.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
It works very well if he and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Here's 2nd and 10. Stafford. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
At the 41-yard line.
Now Stafford. And he slings one that's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for another Baltimore Raven. First and 10 at the 31.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
Stafford down to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
the 15-yard line.
To throw is Stafford. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. Here's a 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8. At the
Again, it's Stafford. It's complete to Diggs. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. From the gun, here's Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got him there complete. Touchdown! Stephon Diggs with career touchdown number 75. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's finished off by the touchdown by Stephon Diggs. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they're going to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that throw behind his man, he missed it, incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Here's Jones. A final shot before break. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and
Scott,
Charles Davis.
And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in the second half as we are about to get underway. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Ready to run. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 60 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Defense really kept him in check running the football in the first half. Maybe that'll be a spark for him here in half two.
So 2 words come to mind for me. Resilient, because he has to keep bouncing back after some limiting runs. And how about relentless? Keep going, knowing that you may pop one, as he just did there.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
26-yard line.
Stafford. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Jones. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for the Baltimore touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Well, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Throwing Jones. Decent gain on the scramble at 6, but now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Stafford. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Rams are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. But that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. Now a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd
Off the play fake. Jones. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Rams there on a pickup of 18. Back to throw. Jones. Big yardage there on the scramble. That gets him a first down.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Los Angeles.
Operating from the gun. Jones. Quick hitter here is complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
A gain of 5 brings up second.
They'll run here with Connor. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Jones keeping it on the sneak. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Los Angeles.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up.
Touchdown, Rams. Hayden Hurst, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams are an extra point away from capturing the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd.
19.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Looking to put a drive together. And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
And sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. That is caught by Vele. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
A 10-yard pickup brings up 2nd down.
The handoff, McCaffrey running right. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now Stafford. Working the middle here, that's complete to Knox, the tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard. At the 36.
Back to throw, Stafford. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. A great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Again, they run again. It's McCaffrey. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Ravens have answered back with a 3rd quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
The Ravens.
Stafford's going to try and throw for it. It's complete. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
20.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Oh, it shifts past him. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Rams offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. Now Jones throwing to start the drive. Over to Drew. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the fourth and final quarter. They'll look to throw now on first down. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Screen pass to Connor. And he's got this down to the 35.
Complete to James Conner. A gain of 12. First down, Rams.
Motion man left, Peoples-Jones. Moore, the man in motion. Oh, the motion comes too late. And this is going to be a delay. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Looking to throw. Jones. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Connor.
Complete to James Conner. 4 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 11. At the Ravens 35.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And this offense on 3rd down today, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw again. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now they...
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA.
Touchdown.
A 14-yard touchdown. And the Rams answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew there were time getting short. They had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this fourth quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
Up 2nd and 4.
Now again, right side McCaffrey. Reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Third down and 6.
Brings up third down and 6.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3 at their 49-yard.
Off the option, here's McCaffrey. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So from Rams territory now, it's first and 10 at the 42-yard line. Down to about the 37.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Here's Stafford. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Brings up third and 1.
A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot. So what can they do to get closer now on third down? And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Give him 2 on the play there. And it's good enough for a Baltimore first down.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11.
At the Rams' 31-yard line.
Now Stafford. There's that man again. It's complete. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Brings up third down.
On the sneak, it's Stafford. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that play seemed well scouted defensively. They collapsed everything inside. Nowhere to go on the quarterback sneak. Now it's going to bring up 4th down.
The visitors' offense and Daniel Jones set to take over again. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. They start the drive with Connor. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Now a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and
Back
6.
to throw. Jones. He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
And the Rams first down.
Play action. Jones. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. We've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. This is Connor fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game.
Delay of game.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So Matthew Stafford in the offense. Down by 1. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to play. Needing at least 40 yards, you'd have to think, to have a shot. Stafford down to throw. He's got McCaffrey open, complete. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Here's Stafford. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Stafford throwing quickly, complete out wide. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now Stafford. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. That is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The Ravens will line up for the 2.
Now it's Stafford. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they'll decline the penalty there and go ahead and keep the yards lost on that last play. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. LA readies for its next possession. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he'll get it up near the 35. We'll get to 34 here. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. On this one, and they need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
It's a loss of a yard. And it's
now Jones. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
First down, Los Angeles.
Jones. That's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
It's second down.
Here's Jones. And he can't get a throwaway. He's taken down. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. To throw is Jones. He's got Connor. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Jones. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brad, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Baltimore, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.